Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of Dreadfane!
Dreadfane?
Dreadfane!
Yes, we're playing Dreadfane tonight. We've managed to bag ourselves a copy of Dreadfane. I say bag ourselves a copy. We've managed to beg, steal and borrow one.
Literally borrow in this case.
Borrow one, yes. We've borrowed one from one of our Patreon supporters, Matt.
Thank you,
who
Matt.
Very kindly, I don't know how he got one from the US. He used PayPal.
Well, he's awesome.
Newfangled gadget.
Just
like
awesome,
that.
like all our Patreon supporters.
And he said, well, I've played this. Would you like to borrow it? So we said, well, go on then. We'll borrow it. And we're going to play it.
Got some painted models as well from another Patreon supporter, Ed.
Yes, we managed to. We had the old AOS original kind of cut down version, where the Storm Strike, whatever it was called, and we had the figures in advance. And we've been Dreadfane ready for a while.
Oh, we've embraced.
So thank you, Matt. Thank you, Ed. Without you, this couldn't have happened. This video,
Literally, this video would never have happened were it not for you two
right now. So there we are. Think about that.
So if you want to send them hate mail or anything,
so we're going to crash on. I'm going to be playing the Stormcastle Eternals. Ironsoul. Yeah.
And I'll be playing Lady Harrow's Mournflight.
Yes. Okay. And so it's pretty reverting to type, really.
Yeah.
I'm playing the goldy guys, and you're playing the spooky guys.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
And we're using everything out of the box. We're going to be playing with the cards you get, with the everything.
Cards.
The hazard cards, everything exactly out of the box. We're not doing anything new or different. So it's a good example out game out for anybody out there who's never played any of it before.
Yes, although if we get any extra objective-y type things that have to be put on the board, we might use one of our special tokens.
Yeah, made by another one of our Patreon supporters.
Spoiler alert, we do that.
So thank you for watching. Do check out the comments below if you're interested in Patreon or any other way of supporting us. There's plenty of ways that you can help us out down there. And if you do spot any problems with the rules, make sure when you comment that you give us a time, just so that we know where to reference when we want to respond.
Yeah, and this video is kind of done as if you've already played Underworlds. We haven't really done it as a learning Dreadfane. If you would like to see that, then do comment below. And if enough of people are interested in that, we could do it.
Yeah, we convinced Matt to leave the game with us for a little longer.
We could do that, but we're kind of assuming that most people who watch us already know how to play.
Exactly.
In fact, probably better than us. So, yeah, there you go.
So we shall see you soon in the Mirrored City.
Bye.
Hello!
Here we are.
We're all set up and ready to roll. Much easier to set up this game.
Yes, it is. We've literally peeked on the roll off and set up the board.
Bam!
No, that was
Which
done.
means just putting it down.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So this is Dreadfane, and here we go.
So we've drawn our cards and we'll flash them up. But you had to get rid of some, didn't you?
I did.
Robin?
I obviously don't really know what I'm doing. I had a quick look through the cards before
Never
we started
stopped you
playing.
before.
No, that's true. But I didn't get particularly good ones. You see, I got only got 2 ploys, so I got rid of my power cards. And I got rid of adaptive tactics because it's draw up to 1 objective card and 1 power card, then discard 1 objective card. Wasn't sure that was actually much use.
Yeah.
Unyielding resolve, which is like a healing potion, as a ploy, but then I had to get rid of sanctified armor, a therically charged shield, and a therically charged weapon.
Okay, well,
therically.
No telling whether they're any good or not. Yeah, but I guess we'll find
they're
out.
kind of
as it
like
goes along.
re-rolls. Actually, they are quite good cards, but they are upgrades.
Yeah, and you
like
haven't got the glory. You can't do nothing
so
about
I feel
it.
like my glory might be hard to come by.
So it's time for us to roll to see who places a model first. So I'll roll first for the Spookies, for Lady Harrow, and I get a crit and a double.
And I got...
Oh, not a lot.
Nothing.
So I don't think it matters. I will let you place one first because you're going to finish before me regardless.
Yes.
Okay, so who's that?
That is Gwynn Ironsoul.
Oh, that's the leader. Your leader.
Oh, is it?
I'm going to put the Screaming Maiden right there.
Right. Well, I'm going to put Tavian of Sarnassus there.
Oh, it's all up close and personal here. I'm going to put the Anguished one there.
And I'm going to put Brodus Blightbane.
Blightbane, Blue Blame,
Blightbane.
Blam, blam, blam.
I feel like this game's a lot more offensive than than as we're used to.
Well, I'm going to put the Widow Cather here.
Okay.
And I'm going to put Lady Harrow there. I'm going to immediately forget who any of them are.
Absolutely. First, we have to do the hazard phase, which is a whole new thing for Dreadfane we've never done before. Basically, at the start of the first round, we will do 1 of these, and at the start of the second round, we do 2, and you'll never guess how we do at the start of the third round.
6.
Absolutely.
Ready.
6. So we'll draw 1 of these. Oh dear.
What is it?
Acid Bath.
Oh, not my favourite, but you've got to have one once a week.
The players roll off, starting with the loser. That's you. Oh, sorry, no, starting with the loser, the roll off. The players roll a defense dice for each friendly fighter that has a character with dodge. On a roll of a... There's a dodge characteristic. On a roll of a dodge or a crit, that fighter has dealt 1 damage.
So you only roll for people who have a dodge characteristic,
Yeah.
and on a dodge or a crit, they take a wound.
Yeah.
You what? This game's rigged. Rubbish. Okay, right.
There's acid bath if you want to have a look.
Right, so basically I've got to roll for all my people because they all roll dodge.
Yeah.
So Lady Harrow.
And I have to roll for none.
Question. How the heck is a ghost affected by acid when you guys are walking around in armour? You're surely much more
It
affected
makes
by acid.
about as much sense as... I don't know, I can't think of anything that makes less sense, actually.
I can travel through everything, but I can also stab you, and you can also hit me with a hammer, but I can walk through walls.
Well, that's magic. But acid, where does acid come from?
Maybe it's magic acid.
It makes no sense that the acid affects you better than it affects me. I mean, you can't dodge it, that's true.
I mean, the picture itself is just massive vats of acid. Originally used to clean the cataphragms of mechanical warriors after battle. Only thick armour will protect you against the deluge.
I see, there you go.
Can't see what they've done there, but again, I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Lady Harrow's okay.
How many times have I told you, Pete, you're not a ghost?
Oh, so that's a wound
crit.
there.
The English one's taking a wound. I'm winning already.
This sucks. The Screaming Maiden. Nope.
No.
And the Widow Cather. No, so not too bad. Could have been worse, but one of my 3 wound characters is already down to 2.
Looking for 4 crits there.
So we'll show you our cards and then we'll roll off for the first round. This one's here, the only one that's taken a wound, which isn't good for me. So let's roll to see who goes first.
So you're one front and centre.
Yeah. Oh, I get a single. Jolly good.
Do I automatically get a crit?
You do automatically get a crit because you finish setting up first. So Robin, you get to choose whether you want to go first or second.
I am going to go first.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go first, Pete. Actually, on reflection,
Ooh.
I've only got 3 characters, I remembered.
Yeah, you might regret it, but here we go. So my
I
first turn,
I might.
I'm going to charge with the Anguished one,
Which is which one?
which is the one that's injured. I'm
Okay.
going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because you can charge through people, of course.
So I can move through blocked and occupied hexes, but I can't end my move there. And I inspire when I move through a hex occupied by an enemy fighter.
I forgot.
So the Anguished one is inspired now.
Oh, I did make a slight error there, because she's got extra wounds.
She has.
Mm.
So now the Anguished one's going to make an attack, and it's 3 swords, 2 damage, and she has the Piercing Chill Blade, which means rolls of crits do not count as critical successes for defense rolls. Double crit. That is it. So you take 2 damage from that one.
I get to make a roll, though, don't I?
You do, just in case you roll a crit.
Go and roll a defense dice.
No,
Shield, which is no good to me.
No good, so you take 2 wounds there.
2 wounds. So already I've made an error.
I'm not going to push you back, because in
Gravy.
my power step, I'm going to play Shared Agony.
Oh.
Choose a friendly fighter with 1 or more wounds and an enemy fighter adjacent. Heal 1 from me and deal 1 to you.
Oh.
So I'm going to heal my Anguished one's 1 wound, and I'm going to do another wound to you. So that's 3 wounds on you.
I am going to regret that. You're right.
Yeah, that's... some of these cards, for these, I don't know what the Stormcast ones are like, but some of these are pretty nice.
These
So
are
over to you in the power step.
if I'm honest. Okay, so in the power step, I'm going to play Inevitable Blow.
Ooh.
Pick Cleave or Ensnare. The first range 1 or range 2 attack action by a friendly fighter. The next activation has that ability. I'm going to pick Ensnare.
Oh, you don't want cleave?
No,
Sure?
I'm going to pick Ensnare.
That's quite cool. So
That is quite
that's
good.
ability gives you the ability to negate someone's dodge or shield. Okay,
That's quite nice.
I'm then going to play Frightful Aspect, which is push an enemy fighter up to 1 hex.
Ooh.
I'm going to push old Ironsoul back 1 to there. I've got my charge token there.
So if you're going to do that, I'm going to play Fulminating Blast and just pop you to there. And then I'm going to have my first activation, I guess.
I've got nothing to play, so
Okay, so I'm going to attack you with Gwynn Ironsoul. She needs 3 heroes, 3 hammers.
3 hammers.
3 hammers.
Ow! Oh, and a crit.
A crit. So that's a crit. You can't use dodges, so you do need a crit, and I inspire as a
Ow.
result of that.
Okay. Rightio. So I need a crit. No.
No, so that was 3 damage.
Ouch.
So
Not dead.
Good job you healed up there.
Yes, very lucky.
So, but I will push you back.
And use trap. Hang on.
And I push you back to there, and as a result of pushing you back, I will score your turn. No, I won't. Oh, yes, I will, because you were there, weren't you? So,
no, I was there.
Well, I'm going to put you there instead. Sorry, I didn't read this card properly. Do you mind if when I moved you, I move you to there?
No, that's fine.
I misread this card, which is a new card. And as long as I push you back to there, then I can score your turn.
Oh,
so
what's that?
Do you mind if I do that? It's Surge. Score this immediately when an enemy fighter is driven back into a hex adjacent to a friendly fighter.
Nice. Nicely done.
Yeah, apologies for the slight muff up there.
That's fine. That's not a problem. We're learning everything new, so...
I'll take a wound token. So yeah, I'll put that there. And
so you got to draw a new objective?
Draw a new objective, yes, which is that one.
Anybody who hasn't played this before, you do pick up a new objective as soon as you score one, any surge objectives.
It's at the end of the action, actually, isn't it? It's not,
it is at the end of the
away,
action,
but
yes.
yeah,
Not immediately, but you do pick it up.
Yeah.
So you now have a glory.
I do, okay.
Okay, so my second turn. So I'm going to make a charge action with the Widow Caither. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. So it is going to inspire.
What did you do there? Oh, you
So
went on to her
1,
square.
2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So I do inspire the Widow Caither because this fighter moves through a hex occupied by an enemy fighter. And she now rolls 2 swords but does 3 damage. Just a sword.
I do need something on this.
Oh,
That's a
shields,
shield.
that'll do it.
That's
So I
enough.
can push you back one if I want, and I will. I'll push you one back towards the wall, I think.
Towards the wall to there.
Yep. And in my power step I have nothing.
Oh, I've got nothing. Oh, nothing either. No, I've got nothing either. My second activation, I'm going to attack with Tavian of Sarnassus.
Ooh.
And he's got 3 hammers again.
He's taking a whack at the anguished one. May not be very anguished for very long.
2 hammers.
2 hammers. Okay, so I do have 2 dodges. Oh, there's a crit!
Oh.
And because I rolled the crit, you cannot push me back.
No, I won't then. Power step, I've still got nothing.
Same here, so my third go, I'm just going to move Lady Harrow 1, 2, 3, 4 onto that objective there. And in my power step I have nothing. I did make a bit of a mistake. The attack over here was actually with the maiden and she's inspired. I should have rolled 4 swords for her, but I only rolled 2. So that's on me. That's my mistake, because the Widow Caither's over here. So already I'm a bit lost on these models because I'm not familiar with them. So the Widow Caither is here, and the maiden is inspired over there.
I'm running in the power step. My third activation, I'm going to make another attack action with Tavian of Sarnassus.
Okay.
Oh. 2 hammers and a crit.
So the anguish one needs 2 crits.
Yeah, well, I am now inspired as well.
Yes, and here we go. Oh, just the 1 crit, but the anguish one is dead.
Oh.
So anguish is dead, and you get 2 glory for a kill in this.
2, is it that right? I
think it's 2.
Check that. I've got to double check that. If I'd remembered that, I might have kept hold of my 3 upgrades. Never mind. 2 glory points. They take 2 glory point tokens. Wow. So I get 2 glory point tokens.
Not bad at all. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, anything in your power step?
No.
Okay, I am going to, on my 4th go then, I'm just going to move the Widow Caither 1, 2, 3 to there. And I will score 1 will. Score immediately if your warband holds 1 or more even number of objectives and 1 or more odd number of objectives. So I do like that. Nice little... I just like having the objective play come back into it a bit more. And in my power step, I'm going to play Debilitating Aura. I'm going to put that on the Widow Caither.
What does that do?
So, attack actions of adjacent enemy fighters have -1 dice.
Okay, well I'm going to spend some money. I'm going to put Enchanted Robes on Brodus Blightbane. Brodus Blightbane. Try saying that
3 times fast.
Yeah.
So what's that do?
So that gives her +1 move, or him +1 move, and also I can treat lethal hexes as normal hexes, but actually there aren't any.
But there aren't any on this one.
This one, no.
Hopefully you're also on the other side. Well, that's just, you know, I guess the cards are made for general Underworlds play as well.
And then I think I'm going to put Punishing Blow on them on her as well. It's 3 hammers, 4 damage with cleave.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 4 damage.
Yeah,
Wowza.
3 hammers, 4 damage.
I have nothing else to play.
Okay. And they're going to make a charge action on my final activation. No, not with my glory. And go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there.
Moves 4.
I've got a +1 move from the Enchanted Robes.
Ooh, nice.
So it's 3 hammers.
And this is on the maiden.
2 hammers.
2 hammers. So I need a crit.
If you get a crit, I should be upset, because that'd be 2.
2 dodges!
Oh, well done.
So you can. Well done, arsehole. So you can push me back if you wish.
In that case, I will. Push them back to there. Damn it to heck.
Damn it all to heck. Well, don't worry. I haven't scored many of my objectives, so. Cool, okay, so power step.
I'm going to put Stoic Stance on Tavian, who means he can't be pushed back.
Okay.
Spin that. And
I've got nothing to play.
That's all I've got.
I've got nothing. So end phase, I've scored Creeping Dread, which is a duel. If there are 3 or more surviving enemy fighters and each enemy fighter has a move or a charge token, so that gives me 1 glory. I'm going to use that to put Maddening Hunger on Lady Harrow.
What does that do?
Which means that range 1 and 2 attacks have +1 dice when she has charge. And when she has a charge token, so you could possibly charge, and then if you had ready for action, or if you had something that gave you another chance to attack or something like that, then you could get that on those as well.
Does such a thing exist within the game?
I don't know if within this one there is, but it's interesting that wording, because it just says has a charge token, so it kind of clarifies it a bit more that it's not just when they charge.
No.
I will keep my other 2 objectives, and I'll draw up 5 power cards and 1 objective.
Well, I'm going to score Vindicated Arrogance. Score this at end phase if your leader is the target of 1 or more attack actions, and in this round and is on the battlefield, which she was. That's my leader. Let's get 1 glory, and I don't score the other 2, and I've no idea whether these are any good or not. I've got quite a lot left. I'm going to get rid of Uncontested Might. Score this in an end phase if your warband holds 1 or more objectives in enemy territory. I could maybe do it. There might be ones that are easier to score in here. Equally, there might not be.
Yeah.
So I haven't got any power cards. I've got no more power cards to play. So I'm going to draw up.
So now we've got to pick up 2 cards this time, Robin.
2 of these cards. I'll
of the
do one, you do the other if you like. A prize revealed. In an end phase, if a fighter is standing in the hex that is closest to the centre of the battlefield, that fighter's player gains 3 glory points.
Pow, pow, pow!
There we are. Shall we use our... there we are. We'll put that in there.
Chow!
It's standing in the hex. I've got to be standing in the hex and discard this card. Otherwise, the effect lasts till the end of the game.
Ooh.
If multiple hexes are at good distance to the centre of the battlefield, the players roll off at the start of the end phase. The winner decides which of those hexes will be affected by this card. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? That wording definitely suggests that these cards could end up in a game with multiple boards, movable boards.
Yeah, because right now we know it's just a set. I mean, that could be that they're doing it just to cover themselves.
Yeah.
But yes, that does definitely open the fact that you could have other options there.
Yeah, other board options.
So if somebody's standing on this here at the end of the round,
oh yeah, nice. That's a much better choice.
then we
you get 3 glory.
glory.
I'm standing right next to it.
Okay, and I have Tilted Arena Floor. Players roll off. The winner picks an edge hex. Each player pushes each enemy fighter 1 hex towards that picked hex, starting with the player who lost the roll off. If a fighter cannot be pushed in this way, that fighter is not pushed. So we roll off first. Oh, 3 hits. I think you may lose this.
Oh!
Okay, so now I pick an edge hex. I'm going to pick the one right over in the corner.
Yeah.
Right there. So now we take it in turns. Each player pushes each enemy fighter 1 hex.
Each enemy fighter?
Yeah, each player pushes each enemy fighter 1 hex towards the picked hex, starting with the player who lost the roll off. So you get to go first.
Okay. I have to push one of yours.
You have to push one of mine.
Okay, well,
towards that corner.
You cheeky git.
You can push her because she'll be nearer that edge.
Towards the corner.
Towards that edge, towards the highlighted hex.
I see. Okay.
So it's a bit like a reverse.
Okay, so I can push that one to there.
Yep. So this one cannot be pushed because it would just be closer. So I'll push that one there.
I'll push that one to there, I think.
I'll push Ironsoul back one.
And push to there.
And that's it. There we go. That's a little interesting.
Yeah.
Sudden tilt in the balance, as it were.
Literally.
But so now we roll off to see who goes first. Robin, after you. Ironsoul gets
one and a single. Well, one and a double, sorry.
and a double assist. Nothing, just 2 singles. So you know how to pick first or second.
I'm going to go first.
Okay. Over to you.
Going to attack this character here with Brodus Blight Brain.
Blow, Blight Blow.
When I attack with it, I should have discarded this card. It's now gone.
Ooh.
After I make the attack action, I have to discard that card. So
Oh, it was a good card.
I missed with it, and it's gone.
So it's not a discard if you hit, it's just
No,
discard
just-
after attacking.
yeah,
It was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use Dissipate, which is a reaction.
Oh.
Played during an attack action. Before the attack roll, choose a friendly fighter, which is going to be the one you're twatting. This fighter gains innate dodge.
Whoa.
Persists until the attack action ends.
Okay, I've got very little chance of hitting with this then. It's a hammer.
It's a hammer, but I have an
You
innate
won't
dodge already. So as long as I can get another dodge or a crit here, you can't push me back. No, so you can push me back.
Well, then I think I will just push.
Well, we are going to get rid of these tokens.
I will just push you back to there.
And I'm going to, and this is going to look weird as, but Widow Cather is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to score Fleeting Memories. Surge. Score this immediately when a friendly fighter finishes a move action and entered 2 or more different hexes that contained an objective during that move action. I know it's Fleeting Memory so much as really confused Spooky Boy. So gain a glory for that and pick up a new objective. And in my power step, I have nothing to play.
Okay, I'm going to make a charge action up to there.
Okay.
It's 3 hammers, 3 damage.
And this is onto the maiden.
How much damage did he take?
3 damage.
Okay. I've just realised something annoying. Oh,
2 hammers.
2 swords, that was.
2 swords, sorry. 3 swords. That is not what you wanted. Anything in your power step?
No.
I have nothing either, so onto my second activation. And I'm going to move Lady Harrow. Kind of feel like I need to go after this middle objective here.
It's kind of right there, isn't it?
It's right there, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 with Lady Harrow, so that does inspire her, but it's just a move. So Lady Harrow is now inspired. I've got the wrong person on that one though. I want the Widow Cather on that one really, and I had to already move her.
I'm not playing this game very well. I'm going to make a charge action with my second activation.
So I don't think I'm playing very well either, if it helps, because I'm completely I completely fluffed up my first round with grabbing objectives. So
My second or third?
this is your third because you went first.
Okay, I'll make a charge action again to there.
1, 2. Okay, so he's whacking Lady Harrow in the face.
But he's got a stoic stance. I'm actually going to use the attack with knockback though, which is only 2 hammers,
Yep.
which is probably a mistake.
Well, you want to get him knocked away, don't you?
Oh, it's not a mistake.
Well, I need to. If I roll 2 crits, so you still get the pushback. No, just the 1 crit. So how much damage is that?
That is 2 damage.
Oh, okay.
It's knockback 2, so I can knock you all the way back to there. And I can score an objective, which is Forceful Banishment. Score this immediately when an enemy fighter is driven back by a friendly fighter's attack action that has the knockback ability. Actually, I didn't even need to knock you back that far, I just need to have the ability.
Needed the knockback ability
But
itself.
I have done that, so that is 1 more glory.
Wham! Smashed across the room.
And then I'm going to use the card that I wanted to use last time, although it's slightly less useful this time. I'm going to use, in the power step, and use Outflank. Choose a friendly fighter adjacent to another fighter and push them up to 2 hexes. So I'm going to push them up to that one up to 2 hexes.
Nice.
Which is what I meant to do after I attacked with there, so I was on the objective.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
No, I need to take a new objective as well.
I'm going to play Hollow Hatred. which means I can re-roll 1 dice in the attack roll of the first attack action this fighter makes in each round.
You can re-roll
1 dice
in the
first
round,
attack in each round.
Okay. I'm going to put Consecrated Pendant on Tavian, which is +1 wounds.
Oof. Consecrated Pedant.
Yes.
Okay, I've got nothing else to play. My third go. So I'm just going to attack Ironsoul there with the Maiden. Now she rolls 4 swords and does 2 damage, and if I get a crit it's 3 damage, but you only have 1 wound left. Oh, double crit.
So I do need 2 crits.
You do need double crits on this. Just the
one
one.
crit.
So you're dead and I get 2 glory for that. I'm afraid you do have to take your model off the field. No. So I am going to put Veil of Grief on Lady Harrow.
And what does that do?
Which gives her +1 wound, so she's up to 3 now.
So I think for my 4th and final activation, I will actually make a charge action. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. It's probably not going to come off.
So 1 hammer.
No. So.
Okay. So in my power step, I am going to put the Spirit Blade on the Maiden now.
What does that do?
So the Maiden's over here, and the Spirit Blade gives her 3 swords. Normally she rolls 4 swords, so it's 1 less sword, but it's 3 damage, and it has cleave.
Whoa.
So much more
Busted.
dangerous. And to my 4th activation, I'm going to charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I roll 3 swords. I have Hollow Hatred as well, which means I can re-roll 1 dice.
Okay, I do get assists on that one.
Yep. Oh, there's a crit and a hammer. And hammer, so I'll re-roll 1 of my hammers. 2 crits. Oh,
Nope.
So 3 damage. But they can't be pushed back, that one?
No.
Arrgh. Okay, so 3 damage done. And I have nothing in my power step.
I'm just going to put the Spirit Flask on Tavian.
Okay.
The Spirit Flask is a action, and I can choose 1 damage to an adjacent fighter or heal 2.
Nice.
Myself. Yeah.
Nice. And it's a 1-use thing. I have to
Discard
afterwards.
discard this card.
Cool, okay. We're on to the end phase. And you went first.
I did, and I haven't scored any objectives at all.
So,
I'm going to.
but you do
I
score
go
a prize
3.
revealed.
I do score a prize revealed, so I get 3 for that, and that's now discarded. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to discard Martial Prowess, because it's one I have to make 3 successful attack actions, and actually really hard to score.
Yeah.
And if you don't score it the first turn, you're pretty much not going to score it.
It depends. If I'm all up close in your face, you can just stand there.
Actually, your defense
people.
dices don't change. Actually,
2 dodges. It's 2 dodges regardless.
So actually, probably doesn't make any difference. But I've only got 2 men now.
Yeah.
So I think the chances. I mean, I might.
It's slimmer.
But it doesn't seem to be going very well, especially as you've got somebody with -1 dice as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang on to that one. And then I've got 5 cards left. I'm going to bin my last 2 ploys, so I don't understand them.
Just draw 5 power cards and 1 objective.
I'm going to get rid of Sally Forth, score this in an end phase if there are 2 or more friendly fighters adjacent to each other in the enemy territory.
You just realise it sucks.
Well, I just think it's quite hard to get.
Yeah.
And actually, I've got 5 left. I might as well see what else I've got.
Okay. So you've actually helped me score Bitter Embrace.
Alright.
Which is if there are 2 or more surviving friendly fighters and each surviving friendly fighter is adjacent to 1 or more enemy fighters. So you've helped me score that one for 2 glory.
Whoa.
And I will then put Soul Harvest on the Maiden.
What does that do? It doesn't sound good.
It's actually not that brilliant, but it's an action, and if 1 or more enemy fighters are out of action, it can heal that person for 1 wound and give them a guard token. Now, I don't want to put it on that one, actually. I want to put that one on Lady Harrow, because she's taken wounds. So I'm going to keep my last 2 objectives, and I've got nothing else left, so I'm going to drop 5 power cards and 1 objective. So going to the 3rd round, I've got 7 and you've got 8. Oh, it's close. You can taste it. And we're going to draw 3 of these now. 3 can't remember what these are
Hazard
called now.
cards.
Hazard cards. So the first one is Gravity Well. The players roll off. Starting with the loser, each player pushes each enemy fighter 1 hex towards the hex closest to the centre of the battlefield. If multiple hexes are equidistant, then you have to roll off and blah blah blah, but none of them are equidistant because it's right in the middle there. So we have to roll off, and starting with the loser, each player pushes an enemy fighter. So I'll roll first for the spookies. Oh, 3 singles and a double.
Looking for a crit, not to be the loser.
Oh, you're the loser, that's good, so you get to push first. I'll move that one there.
Right,
And in fact, you're not close there, so you can't. I can't push that one there because pushing it in either place doesn't actually make it closer. And I think that's the same for you. Yeah. You can't push Lady Harrow.
I can push
because
oh no, she's not any closer there.
No,
is she?
no. So neither of them are close.
No,
I think
you
it's because they're
all
on that line.
So this one can't move.
Yep.
And
so that was it.
Yeah,
that was rubbish. Oh well. And the next one in the sequence is Gwynn Ironsoul. Players roll off. The winner places the Gwynn Ironsoul token in an empty hex. That hex is blocked. Range 1 and 2 attack actions made by fighters adjacent to the Ironsoul have +1 damage. The effect lasts until the end of the game. So roll away, Robin. There's a crit and a double.
And swords.
And swords. And I get nothing. Well, 2 singles, but that's not enough to beat your crit, so you can put that where you like. You don't trust it to not be used for evil as well.
I kind of feel like that I don't want to give you more damage.
Yeah, true. And the last one, it's Whirring Blades.
Oh.
Any fighter that makes a move action that takes them through or is pushed through any edge hex is dealt 1 damage. It's a bit rubbish. It's a bit rubbish. There's only one person on a... I mean, you might be able to push Lady Harrow and push her back into another edge hex.
Yeah.
This lasts until the end of the game, so Lady Harrow might be in a little trouble.
Yeah, if I can get then knock you back somehow as well, that'd be good.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, if you could clear the way, knock Lady Harrow, then whack the other one, you could possibly do some damage. There. So that's it. There you go. Let's roll for round 3. Lady Harrow's Mourn. They get 2 crits.
Oh,
so close. Right, now I need to actually check what I want to do again. I am going to go first, I feel.
Okay, I thought you might.
I'm going to make an attack with the Maiden. Because she's got 3 swords, 3 damage with cleave. And she also, well, there's an assist on both sides, so there's no assists count at all. Because I'm going to attack there. Yeah. She assists, but he assists. I need swords. 1 sword. Now, I also have...
Can you reroll something?
The Hollow Hatred, which means I can reroll 1 dice for the first attack, so I'll reroll 1 of them. It's a sword, just a single sword. A crit is needed.
A crit is got. Oh, you haven't got that special thing that means I can't roll a crit. It's not that.
No, sadly not that one.
Okay,
that one's dead. In the power step, I'm going to play Arcane Siphon on the Maiden, who just made the attack. So that is an action, and I can pick a fighter within 3 hexes, and I can destroy one of their upgrades. And then I roll a dice, and on a hammer or crit, I discard this card. But if I don't roll a hammer or crit, I can keep the card.
Whoa, that's
keep
pretty nasty.
doing it. But it is an action.
Nasty.
It is an action.
Okay, still pretty nasty though. You could kill. I know you can't quite. If you could do if they had 1 more damage, you could just kill them, right? Knocking their +1 wounds off. Shouldn't be bad, would it? So I'm going to play a ploy. I'm going to play Improvised Blow, which is I can choose a friendly fighter adjacent to an enemy fighter and make the following attack action.
So I'm going to play, as a reaction to that, Enervating Sorrow. Play this when an opponent plays a ploy. Before that ploy is resolved, that opponent can discard a power card. If they do not, the ploy is not resolved.
I can destroy one. I can deploy one.
So basically, you've got to get rid of a power card to be able to play the one you just played, or it doesn't happen.
I'm going to get rid of Soul Hardened Shield. Ooh. Which basically means I can put somebody on guard.
Okay, that's not so bad then.
No, I don't know whether I really. So
what does this one do?
It's basically a 3 sword 1 damage attack.
Okay. Who are you doing it on?
Here.
You're doing Lady Harrow.
Yeah. Oh, you're f***ing me.
The dice, they say no.
I just wanted.
Just 1 crit.
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask?
Just 1 sword.
Just something. Anything.
But I'm going to do this. Oh no, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to do this. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, and
I've got nothing else to play in my power steps. It's over to you.
I've got nothing else. Oh yeah, I'm going to play Steadfast.
Oh, what's that one?
It puts somebody on guard. So I'm going to put old Tavian here on guard.
On guard.
And then for my first activation, I'm going to use his Spirit Flask to heal 2. And then discard the card.
Curses.
And that's an action.
Okay.
So that's my power step. And I'm going to pop Hallowed Aura on Brodus Brightblade.
Bloodus Blue Blob.
It's so
Bloobus
hard to
Blue
say.
Blob.
It's so hard to say.
Boobus Blue Boob.
So he basically
This one.
now I can have a reaction after an attack action that deals damage, and a reaction I could hammer or crit, I heal 1.
Nice.
Not bad.
So on to my second activation then, I'm just going to move with the Widow Caither. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, what are you doing?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. So the Widow Caither has moved over there, and she is now inspired. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me. Her inspired action mechanic-y thing is only if she hasn't got a move token on her.
No.
And in my power step, I am going to do nothing.
You are going to do nothing.
I am going to do nothing.
And I'm going to use Champions of Sigmar in the power step.
Ooh, what's that do?
Yeah, that's the innate support.
All right, cool.
The next activation. And then in my second activation, I'm going to attack with this person here.
Blowness Blue Blob.
Yeah. I'm going to attack this person here.
That's Lady Harrow.
Yeah, but she has only got 2 dodge, hasn't she?
Yes, she does only have 2 dodge.
Okay, but they both have 2 dodge, and she needs to take 2 wounds. So the support
She does have +1 wound, so she does have 3 wounds. However, if you do 2 wounds and you push her into an edge hex, we do have the Whirring Blades, which will do another wound.
Yeah, my fighters are round the wrong way, because this guy has 3 hammers but does 2 damage. She has 2 hammers, does 3 damage. If they're around the other way, it'll be much better.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to attack here. Now the supports cancel out because I've used an innate support, but you've got
No,
support.
because that's just an innate support. So.
Oh, I see.
So you get an innate support.
And you get
regardless.
support defence.
Yeah, so we both get single assists on this, so it does kind of cancel out.
Which is why I played it, so I thought I'll risk it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's 2 hammers. It's not the most reliable of attacks.
Right, but this is enough to possibly one-shot Lady Harrow. Oh.
Power step. I've got no cards left.
Nope. I'm going to play Spectral Charge, which is +1 damage for the first attack action made in the next activation. So on to my third activation. I think I am going to charge with Lady Harrow. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So she has Maddening Hunger, which gives her +1 dice, so she's rolling 4 dice. And she has Spectral Charge, which gives her +1 damage, so she's doing 4 damage.
It will be enough
4
to kill
dice, 4 damage, and it has Cleave. Oh, what a crushing load of not a lot. So that's 3 successes, 1 sword and 2 single assists. This lady here. So you need a crit and you're out of it.
Nope.
Oh, that was close. So dead. 2 glory. Silly. That game, that had better not go across into Beastgrave is all I can say, because that's just redonkulous. And in my power step, I'm going to play, I don't think it matters, but I'll put Gravesand Glass
What's that do?
on Lady Harrow, which is if you, as a reaction, after an attack action or ploy that takes an enemy fighter out of action, heal 1.
Okay.
I don't think it matters because I've got to take you out of action. I don't think I can. But...
I'm going to attack you for my third activation.
Yep.
Miss again.
Wow. Stinky dice have cursed you.
Yeah.
Anything in your power step? No?
No.
I'll play Soaring Spite, but I don't think it matters. That basically effectively doubles my move action as long as it's not part of a charge. Not that I really need to do it, because on my 4th activation I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 over there. Okay. So that's me done. Nothing in my power step, I have no cards.
Okay, I'm just going to make a charge action for my 4th activation.
Okay.
I'm going to go there. And 2 hammers.
Oh, the dice have absolutely stuffed you at the end.
I don't know how many dice I've rolled for her and not got a crit to inspire.
Yeah, that's been atrocious. Okay. I think technically I can push Lady Harrow a hex because she has a reaction after opponent declares. Oh no, it's an attack action. So it's not declare an attack action, it's the charge, so it doesn't count. So that's it, end phase. Have you scored anything?
No.
I went first though.
Okay.
But anyway. So I've scored Tide of Malice, which is a duel, scoring the end phase if there are 2 or more surviving friendly fighters, and each friendly surviving fighter is inspired. So that's 2 glory. I've also scored Nexus of Terror, which is scored in the end phase if your warband holds the most objectives. I have 2. And because I've scored about 6 objectives and you haven't, I've also scored Dominion of Death.
You've got to score 6.
Score this in the 3rd end phase if you have scored the most objective cards.
Ooh.
So it doesn't have to be 6, just the most.
Wow.
I get another 3 for that.
Well, you.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 5, 50, 16. 16 glory there. Ouch.
Yeah, these guys. I maybe didn't play very well, but they're really hard to score any of their objectives with. Really hard.
I mean,
you just have to score more than me. I have to score 3 successful attacks to get 2. It's just insane.
Yeah, I mean that is score more objectives. So as long as I'm doing all right,
and you get 3.
Then I get 3 glory. It's a 3rd end phase card, but yeah.
But it just, I don't know. I mean, I've read online that these are quite tough.
Nexus of Terror is also quite easy because I just have to hold the most objectives, so I could get that by just scoring 1 objective. Yeah. Tide of Malice is just have 2 or more people and have them all inspired. Well, I think they're relatively easy to inspire, and keeping 2 of them alive.
Yeah, mine are really hard to inspire.
Yeah, yours are really hard to inspire.
Or rather, there's no control. You've got no control over it.
Yeah,
so it's not. Yeah,
until you gain access to the wider set of cards, and you can take some other things.
But in this game, so I've got like score in an end phase if you've got 2 or more surviving friendly fighters, and if all friendly fighters are inspired. Score if you've got 2 or more surviving friendly fighters, and they have move tokens or charge tokens or guard tokens. That's not too bad, that one. It was a bit earlier in the game. More than half of fighters, if more than half of the fighters in 1 or more enemy warbands are out of action. Well, I should have done that one if I got some luckier roll.
If your dice hadn't have hated you,
I never actually picked that one. Scores the end phase of 2 or more enemy fighters have taken out of action in this round. That's pretty tough. I mean, it's doable, but it's pretty tough. Score this
easier against Gits or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I just this matchup. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I didn't play very well. Maybe my cards didn't come out. Clearly, the dice didn't come out.
But this could be one of those things again where it comes up down to the matchup, and with a limited set of cards. I mean, we found that way back at the start of Curse Breakers versus the Thorns. The Curse Breakers really struggle against Thorns. The
mobility of these guys is
pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some brilliant Surge instant scorecards. I've got one which is score immediately when an enemy fighter is the target of a second or subsequent successful attack. That's 1 instant. I've got score immediately after an activation if 1 or more enemy fighters each have 1 or more guard tokens. So 1 or more enemy fighters have a guard token. So I get that the minute you put a guard token on.
And I've got cards that automatically give me guard tokens.
Exactly. And I've got Inescapable Hunger, which is make a move action through a blocked hex and end up adjacent to an enemy fighter. It gives me glory. That's not hard at all.
Like that.
No.
I didn't particularly enjoy that, but maybe that's just not knowing the cards.
It's tricky. It definitely. I mean, I think we both made a few mistakes there because we've never played with these cards.
I probably threw away a couple of good cards. I should have kept. Certainly the one that meant I could cycle through my objectives to vaguely find one that was scoreable.
Could have possibly helped.
Three successful. I noticed this morning actually. 3 successful attack actions, 2 glory, is much harder to score than keep chopping, which is 4 and 2 glory.
It doesn't have to be successful either. Because keep chopping is just make 4 attack actions.
So there's much. I mean, even with 3 people, that's easy to score than 3 successful ones.
Yeah, especially when with this warband you want to get in people's faces because you've got to move through them anyway. And I think a lot of my objectives reward me for being on top of you as well.
And I haven't got very many entangle possibilities, so I feel that your 2 dodges is basically as good as my two shields because you had a lot more cleave than I had entangle.
Yeah, because cleave completely negates everything you've got. I mean, one of my people Lady Harrow has cleave once she inspires. There's also, the anguished one who, one inspired, you can't use crits on your defense roll.
I forgot my own special abilities. If there's more than one, but there are things like if there's more than 1 crit, you get extra knockback.
Oh wow! Thanks for that.
And if driven back, I can push this fighter in the same direction as that drive. When an enemy fighter is driven back by this attack action, push this fighter in the same direction as that drive back into a hex adjacent to that fighter.
So you keep following up. And
which is all right.
I guess it's handy if it's not part of a charge. You could stand there and keep knocking them back and following up, and knocking them back and following up.
All right.
But you also end up staying next to them all the time, which means you can also get knocked back.
Yeah.
So there is that problem.
You're killed.
Yeah, as it turns out.
Yeah. So I'm not. I mean, like I say, I've only just picked this up, and I haven't really looked at it. But I'm not convinced by this warband at all with the current cards they've got. Perhaps I just can't remember how to play this game. I don't know.
Well, it's tough when you're playing a warband that you've not played before, and neither of us played it. But I think the ghosties are definitely easier to pick up and play without knowing anything about them. That's my initial feel out of these. So I guess we'll find out if we can get a second game in with these guys. We'll swap over and we'll see who does better. Yeah,
the hazard cards were interesting. I think they added something. I like the additional appearance of something worth three glory. Although if I hadn't got that, it would have been an even worse result.
Some of them are quite funky. Like you roll an attack dice for each fighter. On a crit, they're dealt 1 damage, unless it would take them out of action. So that's possibly quite good. There's other ones like spear traps, and then people take damage on edge hexes and all that kind of stuff. More whirling sword blades, which is the winner picks one fighter and rolls on a dice. They can take 1 damage, that kind of thing. So,
to be fair to these guys, if you make 4 attacks and you miss with all 4 of them, which is what I did.
I think you did in that last round. You just can't.
Yeah, and actually, if I pushed, I only needed to get like any one of those would have killed that person, which would have maybe given me stuff. But actually,
well, if you killed Lady Harrow, then that would have opened up some of your attacks to go on one of the others, and you could have possibly killed them as well. And if you'd done that, I would have only had 1 person.
These have their objectives have niggly conditions on it. Like that, I had one where I had to take somebody out of action. I got a glory, but I had to have taken wounds.
Yeah,
it's like, well, that's fine, but you can't necessarily govern which person has wounds.
That can be really tricky. Yeah, the spookies aren't quite as picky in that respect, in that you might have 2 conditions to fulfill, but it's usually have 2 or more people and have them all next to opponents, or have 2 or more people and they're all inspired, which are things you can control a lot more. Not necessarily completely, but you can have more.
The knockback one is an easy one because nearly all of the people have knockback. Although it is on their worst, I hadn't really realised it is on their worst attacks for most of them. So it's kind of like, well,
I guess if you've got to get the hents and that as well, possibly when you can open up the field.
This has got 3 hammers. So they've got the 3 hammer attack, which is pretty reliable. A 2 hammer attack is much less reliable, and but that's the knockback one.
Yeah, I guess if you've got some cards to give you extra attack dice when you open up.
There aren't very many of those, but
not in the base sets, but possibly in the other ones. But you never know.
Yeah, but you've got like somebody who rolls 4 swords as well, haven't you? Which is mental.
Yeah, for some reason, the maiden starts on 2 swords 2 damage and goes up to 4 swords 2 damage, and she gets +1 damage for roll a crit, which when you're rolling 4 dice, you've got an over 50% chance of that happening.
It's like 4 in 6 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the odds are, but it's good. It's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with these lot. And the Stormcast definitely seem to be suffering a bit.
Maybe I'm just going to say how great because I lost.
Well,
we'll play again. And
missing 4 attacks in a row is never going to help you.
It never makes you feel good, does it?
No, never. Always leaves a bitter taste in the mouth.
I kind of feel that some of the cards are really quite nice, but they're quite complicated. I think if you're new to this game, I think the Night Vault starter set is easier to play than this game is.
Well, apart from having to build a deck side of it,
but you don't have to. If you just have a Night Vault
that is
box,
true. When you look at the starter cards that you get in the Night Vault box or the Shadespire box, they were simpler cards to achieve. It was like stand on an objective.
Yeah. And these are like, if this happens and that happens, then you can do this maybe, or if it's the second Tuesday of the month. Some of those ploys I had, I literally couldn't be bothered to understand them. Well, maybe that's why I didn't win. Reaction. Play this during a friendly fighter's range 1 attack action that will succeed before the deal damage step. In that step, instead of dealing damage equal to the damage characteristic of the attack action, the target is dealt 1 damage and each enemy fighter adjacent to that target is dealt 1 damage.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. For a basic game.
It's a lot of reading for a basic game, And
at the same time, I had Vengeful Strike. Play this during an enemy's attack action that deals damage to an adjacent friendly fighter before the drive back step. Roll an attack dice on a roll of a hammer or crit. The friendly fighter is not driven back and makes an attack action that targets the attacker.
Again, very wordy.
Yeah,
very, very wordy. So it's not the kind of thing I would pick to put in a here's an intro to the game thing.
No.
So not the best of cards, but I will have to see how they play a bit more. I guess if you can master that, then you're not going to have any problem with any of the rest of it.
No, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
So let us know what you thought in the comments below. What do you think? Lady Harrow, I think she's got the winner, but maybe Ironsoul, she's got some secrets in that we haven't spotted. Do let us know. Do let us know as well if we missed anything. And if you'd like to see more of Dreadfane and not Underworlds or anything, do let us know as well, and we will see what we can do. And we shall see you soon in the Mirrored City.